Hey everyone, so in this video we'll see one demonstration of machine learning, right? And if you are a beginner and you want to start some kind of project on machine learning, then you can do this project because this is one of the basic project for machine learning, right? So I'll tell you what we will be doing in this project. And so what I'll do is I'll first download one image from the internet. Let's say this image is of Barack Obama, and I'll download one more image. Let's say this is image number 2, and this image is of let's say Steve Jobs, right? And after downloading these two images, we will compare these two images. We'll compare these two images and try to find out whether these two images are of same person or not. So if these two images are of same person, then it should return true. It should return true. Or else, if the person is different, then it should return false, right? So this is case number 1. In case number 1, here we are comparing two different images. This is the first image is of Barack Obama and the second image is of Steve Jobs. Now in case number 2, what we'll be doing, we will take first image. This is, let's say, Barack Obama, and this is actually the front view of the face, okay? And in the next image, I'll take the same image, I mean the same person's image. This is Barack Obama, but the view will be different. Let's say it would be side view, okay? Side view of the face. So I'm writing here 1 because the person in both the images are same. So in that case, our application should return true always, okay? Because the person in both the images are same, that's why it should return true. And so these two cases we'll be discussing in this video. So one second. Okay, so let me tell you what we'll be doing exactly. So let's say this is the image, and here in that image this is the person. Okay, now the first thing that we'll do is we will first detect the face in that image. Okay, once we detect the face in that image, we'll build a rectangle around the face. Right? And this is for the first image, and the same thing we'll be doing for the second image as well. Let's say this is person 2, and first we'll detect the face, and once we detect the face, we'll build a rectangle around his face. After doing this is image number 2. We'll compare these two rectangles, okay? We'll compare the encoding of these two rectangles, and if the encoding is same, it means that the person in both the images are same. And if the encoding is different, it means that the person is different. So this is the basic idea that how we are going to compare these two images, right? Let me rub this. So there are some prerequisites for this video. So the first one is, actually you must be very clear with Python fundamentals. So I mean to say is that you must be very clear with conditional statements, then loops, how to import libraries, how to use those libraries, then how to write functions, how to call functions, and all these things. Okay, so all these things are in Python fundamentals. And the second one is you must be familiar with at least 2 to 3 libraries like NumPy or Pandas, or let's say Matplotlib, right? So if you are familiar with these libraries, then it would be a plus point for you. Okay, so these are some prerequisites for this video. Okay, so let's start. Okay, before starting the video, what I'll do is, let me tell you. So what I'll do is, I'll first create a virtual environment, because this is, let's say this is my machine. So in my machine, I'll first create a virtual environment. So let's say if I use my machine, so it will list out all the libraries which is already installed on my machine. But I don't want to do that. I'll first create a virtual environment, and I'll install the required libraries in that environment. In that environment, and we will start building our application here, right? And one more thing on the libraries which we are going to use is, it is, the first one is actually very famous, which is OpenCV, and the second one is face recognition, face underscore recognition. I'm writing it in short here, right? Okay, so these two libraries we are using for this project, and these have some dependencies as well, so we have to install those dependencies. Okay, so let's start building this. So first what I'll do is, I'll open my command prompt and go to desktop, and I'll create a folder here, and I'll quickly get inside this folder, right? And if I run pip freeze command here, then you'll notice all the libraries which is installed on my machine gets displayed, right? Now, so what I'll do is, I'll create a virtual environment here, virtual env. So this is actually the name of our virtual environment, and after creating virtual environment, we need to activate that environment, right? So you'll see a file with name activate. You just need to drag and drop this file here, and once you hit enter, you can see that here venv is written. It means that our virtual environment has been activated. Now if I run pip freeze here, you'll see that it is not displaying any libraries, because we are actually into virtual environment. Now I'll install libraries. So the first one is actually cmake, pip install cmake. This is like a dependency for face recognition library, so it will take some time. Meanwhile, what I'll do, I'll go into this folder and I'll create one more folder. Let's say the name of that folder is images, right? And I have some images that I have already downloaded, so I'll copy these images and paste it here, right? So we have images of Barack Obama and Steve Jobs. So CMake is installed. Now I'll install dlib. So dlib is also installed. Now face underscore recognition. So face recognition is also installed. Now one more library is it is OpenCV. Alright, so all the required libraries are installed in this virtual environment, right? In this virtual environment. Now what I'll do is I'll open this folder. I'll open this current folder in VS Code. Okay. So this is my folder, and here you can see the images. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll create a file here. I'll create a file with name app.py, right? And we'll start writing our code here. Now, one more thing. Okay, let me open the terminal. So if I run pip phrase here, you can see that these many libraries are installed in this virtual environment, right? So now one second. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to import all the required libraries. Okay, so I'll import OpenCV. So this is for OpenCV, and the second is face recognition, right? So we have imported these two libraries. Now what I'll do is I'll open one of the images from here, right? And store that image in some variable. So let's say I'll give the variable name as image1, and I'll use fc dot load image file. This is the method, and in that method we have to pass path as a parameter. So the path is images, and inside images we have Barack Obama .jpg. So what it will open this image and will store that image in this variable, right? Now what I'll do is I'll show that image in a canvas. Okay, so the command for that is im show, and here we need to pass the title of that canvas. So let's say Barack Obama 1, and after that the second parameter is the name of that image. So it is image1. So it will create a canvas and show that image in that canvas, right? And one more thing is that we need to close that canvas as well. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll write cv2 dot wait key. So wait key is for, let's say, see, once you run this code, one second, once you run this code, then it will open a canvas, and in that canvas it will open your image. Okay, and once let's say if you want to close that image, then you have to enter some key. It can be anything, and once you enter that key, it will close that canvas and close the application as well. So wait key is used for that. So if I write 0 here, then 0 indicates that you need to enter some kind of key, right? If I write 1 here, then it means that it will open that canvas for 1 millisecond, and after 1 millisecond it will automatically close that canvas, right? So let's write 0 here, so that it is stable, right? So I'll write 0 here. So now if I run this code, then you'll see that, I think, yeah, it is 1 actually. So you can see that this is actually the canvas, and here in the canvas we have our image, right? Now if I hit any key, so the canvas got closed and our program is ended as well. Okay, so wait key is used for that. Now 1 second, let me run this again. So you can notice that the color of this image is actually different than this one. Okay, so it is because the OpenCV library by default open any image in BGR. Okay, in BGR. So we have to convert the BGR color into RGB. Okay, so when OpenCV was in development phase, then actually BGR was quite famous then. Okay, that's why they used BGR for that. So we need to convert BGR to RGB. Okay, and once we do that, the canvas image will start looking like this. Okay, so the command for that is image1 cv2.cvt color, and the first parameter is image name, and the second parameter is the color. Color, then BGR, I think, yeah. So this is used to convert the image from BGR to RGB, right? And now if I run this code, so you'll see this is the actual picture, right? So we'll use this image for face recognition. Okay, so this is completed. Now what I'll do is I'll do this for second image as well. Okay, so let me copy this. Oh, let me do one thing. Let's detect the face. Let's detect the face first. Okay, so this is the image, and first we'll try to detect the face here. Okay, so for that we need to find the face location, right? So let's create a variable face location1, and in this we will use face location method, face locations. Okay, and in that location we need to pass the image parameter, and since we have only one image, so we are using zero indexing, right? After that, let's print this location. So let me run this. So if I close this, you can see that this is the location. Okay, let me show you here. And that is actually the coordinates of face. Okay, so let's say this is the image, and here in that image this is the face. So face location coordinate is actually it has 4 coordinates: coordinate 2, coordinate 3, and coordinate 4, right? So Here you can see that these four coordinates are actually this. This is coordinate 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Now what I'll do is, uh, now after that I'll try to create a rectangle around this face. Okay. So the command for that is cv2 dot rectangle, and the first parameter is actually the image name, right, which is image1. And now one thing, see, whenever you create any rectangle in OpenCV, it takes actually two parameters. Okay, the first parameter is this coordinates and the second parameter is this coordinate. So this is actually x1 y1, and the second coordinate is x2 y2. Okay, so we need to pass 4 points, that is x1 y1 and x2 y2, 4 points and 2 coordinates, right? So once we pass this and this coordinate, it will create a rectangle. So the same concept we'll be using in this image also. So what I'll do is, I'll first try to fetch the coordinates, right? See, this is the coordinate 1 and this is the coordinate 2. So I'll try to first fetch those coordinates, and once we got the coordinate, we'll try to build the rectangle around the face. Okay, so let's say image 1 x1 y1, so face location C. It has actually 4 coordinates, that is 0 1 2 3, right? 0 1 2 3, and it starts from top, then right, then bottom, then left. Okay, top, right, bottom and left. Okay, so this coordinate will be index 3 and index 0, right, and this will be index 1 and index 2. Okay, so here we just find out the indexing of these coordinates, right? So here in the first one I'll write 3, and in the second one I'll write 0. So this is x1 y1, and in the second variable, that is x2 y2, I'll write 1 and face location 2. So these are the coordinates, right? We have 3 comma 0 and we have 1 comma 2. 3 comma 0, 1 comma 2, right? And let's pass these two parameters here. So we have image 1 x1 y1 and image 1, I think it is 1, image 1 x2 y2, right? And after that we need to pass the color. Okay, so let's use purple color, and after that we need to pass the thickness of that rectangle. So let's give it as 2. So it will create a rectangle around the face. Okay, now let's run this code. So you can see that a rectangle has been created, right? And these are the coordinates of the face. Okay, these are the coordinates. Now what I'll do is I'll do this for second image also. Okay, so we have only one image, so let me copy this. Sorry. So let's use variable image2 and here also, and the second image, and we have to find the face location. Right, we can also print the face location of the second image and the coordinates is image number 2. So it is done, and here we have to create the rectangle for second image also. So let me copy this, and it is image 2, and we just have to show the image also. So this is second image, and here we have to pass image2 as a parameter, right? So everything is completed. Now let me run this code. So think, yeah, let me use the Steve Jobs image actually. Steve Jobs. Right, now if I run this code, then you can see that a rectangle has been created around the face, okay, for both the images, right? And these are the coordinates of these are actually the location of face, okay, the coordinates of faces. Now what I'll do is I'll now compare the rectangles, the encodings of rectangle, right? So first we have to find the encoding of first image and then encoding of second image, and after finding the encodings of both the images we need to compare those encodings, right? So what I'll do is I'll first this is my variable, and I'll try to fetch the encoding. So for the method is fc dot face encodings, and here we need to pass the parameter as image1, and since we have only one image we'll use 0 indexing, and this is for second encoding, right? And here the parameter is image2 and 0 is for one image. So here we got the encodings of both the images. Now we'll compare these encodings and check whether these two images are of same person or not, okay? So the command for that is 1 second, yeah, let me create a result variable here, and I'll store that encoding here, okay? So there is a function, it's a method compare faces, and the first parameter is actually list, since we can have multiple images, okay, multiple images as a first parameter, because we can, here we are actually comparing multiple images with a single image, okay? So the first parameter is actually list, right? So here we need to give the encoding of the first parameter. So this is the encoding, and the second parameter is a single variable. So here we need to pass the encoding of second image, okay? Now let me print the result as well, res, Okay, so what we are doing is we are first finding the encoding of first image, and line number 14 is actually finding the encoding of second image, and we are comparing the encodings of both the images and printing the results, right? Let me save this, and if I run this code, see, okay, so, and here you can see that it is giving false. It means that both the images are not of the same person. That's why it is returning false here. Okay, the encodings are not matched, right? So let me close this. Okay, what I'll do is I'll try to show this false on the image. Okay, so we can use this method cv2 dot put text, right? And I'll show this on image 2, and the second parameter is the message that we want to show. So I'll use that string, and here we need to type the message. So I'll write variable name here. Okay, and after writing the variable name, we have to write the origin. So let's say 3050, and after writing origin we need to specify the font, which font we want to use. So we can use cv2 dot font, this one, right? Sorry. And after using font, you need to pass the font scale. Let's say it is 1, and then color. Let me use this color, right? And after passing color, we need to pass the thickness of the text. Let's okay. So now if I run the same code again, so it is showing false here, right? And this is not 1 second, this is actually Steve Jobs. Okay, let me run this again. It's taking too much time. Yeah, so you can see that it is showing false here, right? Now here the image is not same, right? Now let me use the image, the second image of Barack Obama, that is this one. This is actually the side view, and let's see our application is able to detect this thing or not. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll write Barack Obama -2, and here I'll use the second image. Okay, now let's run this code. So here you can notice that our output is true, and this is actually the front view and this is the side view. So our application is showing the correct output. Okay, so this is about how you can detect faces in images, and how you can compare two images and find whether the person in both the images are same or not. Okay, so the code is very simple and clean. Okay, so in the first two lines we are actually importing the libraries, and here in these 4 or 5 lines we are actually converting the image in from BGR to RGB, right? And after that we are finding the locations of faces, right? And here we are finding the encodings, because we need to compare those encodings if we are comparing the faces from two images. So we need to compare the encodings, and here we are taking the coordinates that to be passed in this rectangle method, so that it can create a rectangle around the faces, right? And this is just to write text on the image, true or false. And this is for the canvas, that okay. And this is wait key is used to, let's say, if you're running this code, and if you run this code, so if you run this code, then wait key function is used to close this canvas. So if I press any key here, then you'll see that the canvas got closed and our program got ended. So wait key is used for that. So the code is pretty simple and easy to understand. Okay, so that's it in this video, right? Thank you.